This is part 2 of my strength basics workout. My class tends to be a little bit more leg centric. We're going to cover squats and lunges, glute centric lunges specifically. We're going to do some planks and a little bit of upper body just as a maintenance and postural check-in. So everything we did in part 1 applies to this, and it applies to, of course, your other sports and other activities as well. But we got your core drawn in and active, we got your glutes on, we found your posture, we found a neutral place so we're not kind of slumped into our pelvis. So let's set up your first set of squats. It's going to be a little bit of a tutorial first, and then we'll get going with something for weight. I have this big giant book here, that's my weight in my house. So setting up your feet a little bit wider than your shoulders. Toes are slightly turned out. As your legs get wider than your own pelvis, the toes will start to turn out. We're never going to be wide and parallel. We're never going to be narrow and turned out, right? There's a variant that goes with that. So toes are slightly turned out. Bend your knees a little bit so that we're soft in the joints. Take a breath. Exhale. Find your core nice and tight. So abs are tight and drawn in. Chest is open, but not so much that your ribs have popped out the front. Keep those ribs down. With those feet slightly turned out and planted, keep your feet flat on the floor. Push your knees slightly open, just a little bit, as if you've got a wall right here and you're gonna push against it. You should feel your glute muscles engage. That's where we wanna be. That's why we did all those warm-ups, so that you're aware of which muscles are working while we squat. So here we go. Abs tight, glutes on, sit your hips back to a chair that's too far away behind you and up. You wanna feel your glute muscles. Sit back, and then they push you back up and sit. It's almost like your butt sits down and then you have to squeeze it back up. Check in on your core. Sit, squeeze from here, contract your abs. Sit. I put a chair here. We're gonna finish this set so you can see what it looks like. Sit back and come up. I'm gonna scoot forward slightly. So I'm reaching back for that. Keeping my abs tight. Be careful that you don't hyper extend your spine and let your belly hang out. Keep that in. Sit back and up. You see I'm kind of reaching as far back as I can without losing my core. Let's do 4 and 3 and 2. You can exhale up. 1. Good. We're going to take a plank. We're going to check in on the core. A little bit of glute activity. So I'm going to give you an easy version and a harder version. So we set that up. We already warmed this up with all that hands and knees stuff. Shoulders are over wrists. Body is straight. As if you could rest a glass of water on your back. We're just doing little tiny lifts. I'm running into the furniture. Keep your chest forward over your hands. Don't let yourself buckle back this way. Keep pushing into the floor. Don't let yourself sag down. It's a lot harder down here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a rest. Stand right back up. I'm gonna grab my book. I'm gonna do set 2 with the book on one shoulder, set 3 with the book on the other. If you have something a little bit more manageable, you can hold it at your chest like a dumbbell in a goblet position. I figured out that this book works best here. So setting up the body, abs tight, knees soft, glutes on. We're gonna sit. We're gonna do 15, 14. If you're using my side method, 12. Make sure your body stays nice and straight, that we don't lean or sway or something. My last count, let's say 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, check that core. Check your knees, equal to your feet. 2, and 1. I'm a terrible counter, but I'm not gonna redo this video. Back to plank, same exact thing, little heel lifts. Shoulders, chest over your wrists. Tummy in. Up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can always just hold plank with 2 feet on the floor. 10, 9, 8, I'm counting down. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a rest. Back to your weight, hold it. Goblet squat. I'm gonna put this one on my other shoulder. Setting it up. Perfect position with your feet, all of your toes on the floor, heels down. Tummy in. Sit back. Push. Feel how your butt kind of separates at the bottom and then you have to squeeze it to get back up. I'll show you from the side. Squeeze. Straight up. Make sure that we're not locking the knees and make sure that we're not pushing the pelvis forward. Just sit back, stand straight up. Try to be nice and equal between your right and your left side. Let's do 3, 2, and 1. I don't know how much that weighs. One more time with plank, I'm gonna add a little something different. I'm gonna do knee tucks. The knee is gonna come straight forward from its own hip socket, not crisscrossed. So we're back into your plank. Nice straight position. Chest forward over your wrists. We're not sagging. We're not buckling up. 20, 19, 18. You can exhale forward. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, breathe with me, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a rest.